This ready for you guys. We had about 75 people on this morning. Can't wait to see how many are on right now. Okay, here we go. I'm going tablet mode, guys. Okay, so today we are going to be working with median and mode. It should be a review for you. If you have any questions, you can type it in the chat or unmute yourself and you can ask. And then remute yourself. So today we are going to be finding the median and the mode of a data set. And we have our vocab that I just went over. Okay, the median is also called the measure of center. And when we are trying to find the median, boys and girls, you have to remember you need to put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay, that is very important. Sorry about that. I'm trying to move. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try and move this. There we go. I just need to move this up top here, guys. If not, it'll get in my way. All right, here we go. Okay, so number 1, it says the table shows the various ages of passengers sitting in first class on an airline flight. Find the median and the mode of the data. All it's asking us is to find those numbers. Okay, so if you look to the right at the pictograph, you see that it says ages of passengers sitting in first class. Okay, 3 times 4, there's 12 of them. So believe it or not, we're going to have to put those in order from least to greatest. And when you do that, okay, you can always just mark them. So you make sure that you've written all the numbers. Well, what does that mean, Ms. Quinones? Well, let me tell you. When I first wrote this, I looked at those and I said, oh, okay, 5. I wrote down the 5, which you need to be writing down on number 1 in your in. And then you can mark it out. Okay. Then I went to 15, mark out, another 15, mark out, 20, like that, to make sure that I have all of them written down. I happened to write them for you, so we wouldn't have to spend so much time on ordering them from least to greatest, because I know you know how to do that. Whoops, sorry. Whoop, get that baby down here. Okay. So I'm going to give you a minute to finish copying those down. And then, boys and girls, when we look at this, I kind of just look at my outer numbers. So I'm looking at 5, my least value, and I'm looking at 85, my greatest value. And I'm kind of working in. So I'm finding partners and bringing it all the way to the middle to find my measure of center. So 5 and 85 are partners. I'm going to hop into 15 and 55, hop in again, 15 to 50, hop in another time. I have 20 to 40. Next is 25 to 35. And then I have 2 middle numbers. There we go, 25 and 31. Okay, I can only have 1 middle number. Okay, so the only thing that I have to do is I'm going to write down I have 25 plus 31. Okay, is
56.
56, right? Divided by 2, because there's only 2 numbers. We want the middle number. What is 56 divided by 2?
28.
28. Can I have a second on that?
28.
All right, 28 it is then. So then, there we go with 28. That is our median. Now, I had a couple people earlier today saying, Ms. Quinones, can I just put M? Guys, we're working with median and mode, and they both start with an M. So that is not going to work. You could put MED for median. Okay, so now we are going to find our mode, which is our most occurring number. Can anyone help me out on here? What is our most occurring number here?
15 and 25.
Right. I have two 15s, if you see here. Here's my other one. Okay. And I have two 25s. So for this problem, I have two modes, 15 and 25. So I'm going to put mode 15 and 25. Now, if I happen to have one more 25, then 15 will drop off. The most occurring would have been 25. Okay, but we only have 2 and 2, so we're good. I'm just going to give you a minute. All right, so let's move down. And at the end, if you haven't done all this, remember, I can always put it back up for you. Moving down. Okay, so now we are going to be looking at scores, test scores, percentages. And it says here, Dina recorded her scores on 7 tests in a table. Find the median and the mode of the data. Again, it's not asking us to analyze or anything. It just wants to know what is the median and what is the mode. So I put the scores in order from least to greatest, which is what I want you to do for number 2 in your EN. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my least value and my greatest value. So I'm going to 85 and 97. Then I'm hopping in. We have 88 and 94. Moving in again, I have 90 and 93. So guess what? I only have one median. And we write that down. We didn't have to add or divide or anything. Our measure of center for the scores is 93%. Can anyone tell me what the mode is?
93.
93, right? Okay, so let's write it down. We have mode 93. I'm putting the percent there because that's what we're talking about, our scores. I'll give you a minute to write that down. If I'm going too fast, guys, just let me know. But just remember that Miss Ibsen is putting this down on the chat. Okay. Come down a bit.
What's up with all the dots on the screen?
Oh, that's just people touching it and doing stuff that I've asked them not to do. Okay, let's go to number 3. Okay, we're talking about daily high temperature. Thank you guys for not doing that. So the daily high temperature, it's in Fahrenheit, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It says, find the median and the mode of the temperatures displayed in the graph. Alrighty, so let's do that, guys. Write them down from least to greatest. Okay, and then we are going to find the median. It's not asking us to analyze or anything. So we're starting with our outer values, 55.8 and 71.2. We're hopping in. I have two middle numbers. Okay, so I showed you how to do that. Over here we have 58.2 plus 64.4. We'll add those up. You guys get 112.6?
I got
Yes.
122.6.
Yeah, 122.6.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah, 122.6.
Oh, 11, 12. Thanks, guys. I'm trying to undo it, but there's, oh, there you go. 122.6. Good. Okay, so we're going to divide it. Okay, very easily, like I showed you, divide it by 2, which gives me
61.3.
61.3.
1.3.
very good, 61.3. And that is our median, our measure of center. Okay, and what is my mode?
You don't have one.
We don't have one. So when we don't have one, we write no mode.
Guys, make sure when you're going to do your homework too that you actually type no mode when you submit your homework. Because if you write none, it will mark it wrong.
And you won't get it wrong for using letters.
No, you can, it doesn't need to be capital or anything. You just write no mode. Because sometimes people have asked me in the past, can I just write 0? Zero's a number. So no, you can't write 0. Okay, or you can't leave it blank. There's actually no mode. So that's what you write down. All right, so now I am moving to the next example. Okay, I'm going to leave it open since there's quite a few. There's 8. Numbers there. So it says Miguel researched the average precipitation in several states. Now, I want you to look at this, guys. There's a little bit different here. These directions are asking for something. They're adding something. They still want us to find, okay, but they want us to find and compare. I haven't showed you how to compare yet.
I have a
Showed
question.
you how to find. So give me 1 second, Chris. Find and compare the median and mode of the average precipitation in each of the states, okay? From the states that we're doing right here. Chris, ask your question.
How come on number 3 you don't have a mode?
Because, let me go over here real quick, guys. Because on number 3, remember what mode said. It is the number or numbers that are most occurring. I only have one 64.4, one 71.2, one 55.8, and one 58.2. So there's no mode.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for asking that question. Okay, so we're back here with the precipitation, okay? And it's asking us to find and compare the median and the mode of the average precipitation. All right, we can do that. So let's work on the median first. We're going to work with our least and our highest value, 32.8 and 60.1, and we're going to hop in 42.2 and 58.3. Hop in again. 42.2 and 54.5, and then I have 2 right in here. So I have 2 middle numbers and I need 1. So let's add these together, guys. we have 48.9 plus 50.7. There you go.
$99.6.
99.6. Okay, let's divide it by 2. Tell me what you get.
49.8.
Very good. So I got a second on that one. 49.8? Is that what you
Yes.
guys said?
Yes.
49.8. Very good. So we have a median.
The mode is 42.2.
Why is it 42.2?
Because it's
Because
the
there's
most occurring
two.
number.
Right, so most recurring, right? We have one right here. We have another one right here. So let's go here, mode is 42.2. All right, so now we have found the median and we have found the mode. What we have not done is compared them. Okay, so when we're comparing the measure of center, which is the median, to the mode, there's a couple things that I could do. Okay, one thing what I could do is if I'm comparing the two, I could say, okay, well, the median is 49.8. The mode is 42.2. So if I subtract those two, 6, 7. So I have 7.6 inches there. So I can say, well, I can either say that I could say the mode is 7.6 inches less than the measure of center, which is the median. Or I could say something like, well, the measure of center is 7.6 more inches than the mode. You're just comparing the two, like the differences. So I can say, let me come over here. I can say the mode is 7.6 inches less than the measure, the median or the measure of center. So you're just comparing the two. Or I can flip it and say that the measure of center is 7.6 inches more than the mode. Either would be correct. All right, so now I'm moving down. Look at the chat. Remember, when we're done, I can always put this up if you've missed a few. Okay, so let's look at this. It says, the following set of data shows the number of miles Candace ran for the past 6 days. Okay, 4 miles, 5 miles, 4 miles, 4 miles, 6 miles, 4 miles. Describe the data. So now it's asking us again to describe, not just find. Describe the data set using the measure of centers. This time it's saying find the mean, the median, and mode. So when I notice here, I only have 3 4s, and I need a 4th one.
Wait, why do you need a fourth one?
Because look, there's 1,
There's four.
2,
Oh, I didn't see that.
4. There's 4. I only put 3. Okay, and since we're finding the mean, remember we need to say how many numbers do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're putting a 6 down here. Okay, so I need for you guys to let's add those up because we're doing the mean first.
27.
Okay, so I have 27.
Yeah, 27.
Okay, 27 over 6. 6 can go into 27. How many times?
4.
4.5.
Which is 24 with 3 remainder, right? Which means I can reduce that. I can simplify it to 4.5 or what's the decimal?
4.5.
4.5. Remember, in Canvas, you're going to write decimal. You'll switch it back to 4.5. So my mean, guys, is 4.5. So let's look at my median. We're going out. We have 4 and 6. Hopping in. 5 to 4. Okay. Because it's the same number, guys, that is your median. But you watch. You can check yourself by saying 4 plus 4 is 8. Divide it by 2 is 4. That's my median. Okay, so we can have 4 right there. Okay, now last one, let's see here. Mode. What's my mode? My most occurring.
4.
4. There you go. It is my most occurring. So, okay, let's see. Remember what we just did in number 4. Can you describe or let's compare the mean to the median? Because it says describe the data set using the measures of center. So we're going to focus on the median, the measures of center. What can we say between the mean and the median? Anyone?
There's a 0.5 difference.
There's a 0.5 difference, right? Higher or lower?
Difference.
Higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher. So
Higher.
we can say, very good. So we can say the mean, or we could say the average, but the mean is 0.5 greater than the center of measure. Greater than the median, or whoops, not an H. Now what about, let's compare the median, or the measures of center, to the mode.
There's no difference.
There's no difference, right? They're the same. Okay, so the mode and median are the same. Whoever's writing on this, please stop. You're not funny. Okay, just undo it and stop, because then I have to stop with mine. They're both 4. Thank you. There we go. On the homework, boys and girls, you're going to be doing just median and mode. But then there's some that I threw in a mean, but that's okay because it'll show you. It'll have a little drop down and say, well, this is the answer for mean. This is the answer for mode. This is the answer for median. Okay, so when you come down here, okay, our central question, it says, how are the mean, median, and mode helpful in describing the data? Okay, and it's really basically when we were, let me put this down, okay? The median describes where the middle of the data set is, okay? It's the measure of center, and the mode describes the value, okay, the answer that occurs the most often. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you a dual page, just in case. Here, in case you missed part of this. You'll have it right here. All right, so you have 6 questions in Canvas. There are multiple answers to each one. However, let me put this up here. There are multiple questions to each one, but guys, I put like a drop down. So it'll say, it'll give you like the test scores, it'll give you the numbers there, but for the answer, it'll actually say median, and then you just write in the number, or it'll say mode, and you'll just write in the number. And if there's multiple modes, I'm going to have mode, 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 and then you just write in the numbers. Questions?